Hello, another week. This is probably the second last week, I imagine, for mail, for the time being, as I'm filming my Blu-ray collection. So, this is a selection of 4 films from JB Hi-Fi and a, 4 films and a box set from Arrow Video, because they had a sale on, as you do. Love it. Next week will be Second Sight, where I'm expecting in Bruges, Session 9 and Texas Chainsaw, 2 of which have actually already come in. I'm just waiting for Texas Chainsaw. So I figure I'll make it a Second Sight video. That's, goddamn, it's Friday and Texas Chainsaw is coming in on Monday. I'm like, why? It could have come in today. I wouldn't have filmed it as one whole video, but still. So let's dive in on what I got. I guess I'll start with the JB stuff. So this was a selection of films. I went to the Victoria night market with my friends, but beforehand we met at Melbourne Central because I live in Australia. Hi. And we decided to go to JB because a friend wanted some earphones because he's left his at home. I can't fathom doing that, just spending money on earphones. Just in general, really. I'm a headphone person, don't like earphones. Anyway, I bought 4 movies. What do we start with? We start with The Woman King. One of those infamous, if the reviews don't do well, that's alright, we've got the Rotten Tomatoes sticker. I hate that so much. I missed this one in cinemas. It was going to be part of my 2022 list, but I never got around to watching it. But it does have over an hour of bonus content, with the "and" and "of" being really, really small, as if it's really emphasizing the bonus content. You get Caterpillar's destruction, Viola Davis on set, representation matters, woman/warrior, storytellers, auditions for the cast, I imagine, and filmmaker's commentary. That's nice. Who made this? This is done by Gina Prince Bythewood. What the hell of a name. But yeah, so I wanted to get the 4K UHD from the US because there's a lot of dark scenes in this, apparently, as in nighttime scenes. But it just wasn't. They're not bringing the UHD to Australia, so sometimes you just kind of gotta roll with the punches. That includes another one of these releases that I'll get to as well. So I'm excited to watch The Woman King. So I added Beast to that, which actually was $20 when I bought it, because I thought the 3 I bought were $30 each, because that's what the stickers said on them. But this one, according to the receipt, was $20. But I'm not counting this one as the free one. This is Beast with Idris Elba. It's the collector's edition. Wow, remember when I made that video talking about how these aren't collector's editions? Yeah. So this is just one of those classic animal survival horror films, or at least thrillers, like Cujo, but with probably a CGI animal, not a real one. So I'm actually pretty excited for this one. You've also got a selection of bonus features as well. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and more features, which is not bad. It's directed by Baltazar Kormacur. A lot of interesting names today, and I'm probably pronouncing them terribly. That's alright. But yeah, so this one kind of got as a joke because my mate Guy was over the other day and he realized how many films I have with the title of Beast, including The Beast, where are they? Beast. I've got at least 4 different movies of Beast at the start of the title. So he's like, you got to get this one and figure out where you're going to put on your shelf. According to Bluray.com, this goes after the other 2 Beast films. I think in this case it'll be a release order, or as in movie release order. So there's a French one from the 70s, I think. Then there's a 80s to 90s The Beast movie, and then there's Beast. So, sure. I mean, these are 2 films I'm interested in. I'm pretty excited. Then I got the infamous Babylon. I wanted to get the 4K of this. This is the other one I wanted to get the 4K UHD of. I didn't really want to pay $50 to get it imported from the US when I could get it for free, or at least in my mindset. Again, the other 2 are $30 each when I brought them to the checkout. This one was there. The next one I had was $5. I'm like, I don't want my free movie to be really, really cheap. I want it to be expensive, Really take advantage of the budget, get one free. So I figured I never got to see this in cinema because I couldn't be bothered. I think a lot of people couldn't be bothered. Also, the ad campaign was atrocious. I've never seen such a bad ad campaign for a movie before. This is 189 minutes, but it comes with a 44-minute long special features bonus disc. It's got 2 discs, which is great. So I've heard that the 4K does look really nice. But again, much like with Fabelmans and this, and, Woman King, I would have loved to have gotten the 4K UHDs, but, it is what it is. If I can get it for a cheaper price, great. If it so happens I don't actually like the movie, it is what it is. I was only going to say I had only one Damien Chazelle film in 4K, because that was First Man, but I've got the Steelbook from the US, the Best Buy Steelbook, which is the 4K UHD, so I haven't watched that UHD yet, and I imagine it's probably just a standard upscale, but yeah, so we'll see how it is, I guess. This one, I also was debating the 4K. This is Allied. My mate had watched it, again, guy had watched it on Netflix the other night. And he said that a lot of the CGI stuff looks like crap because of the compression from Netflix, so a Blu-ray would naturally look better. And it was $5. Contrast that with my parents also watching it on Netflix a couple of nights later. They were watching, I do a thing sometimes because they're in, the next room. I'll, walk in there and they're watching a movie and I'll, look at it for a second or two and be like, it's that movie. And it was there's this whole war scene and I'm like, I don't know what this is. I don't know what's happening. And then suddenly it cuts to a scene and she pops up and I'm like, oh, is this Allied? And the dad was like, yeah, how did you know that? I'm like, oh, because it's got that chick in it. Marion Cotillard. It's got her in it. So, yeah, I got the Blu-ray. There's apparently the 4K looks quite nice. It's one of those filmed in 6 to 8K and then rendered down to 4K, so that they didn't have the 4K there in stock. Otherwise, I would have bought that instead of Babylon, because that would have been $25 for the 4K, which would have allowed me to realize that Beast was actually $20, so I still would have been paying the extra $5, so instead I paid $5 separately for the Blu-ray. It does have some special features as well. They all have special features, which is really nice. From Stages to the Sahara, production design, Frida Landis directing with Robert Zemeckis. It's a Zemeckis film, who'd have thought? A Stitch in Time, the costumes of Allied, lights, pixels, and action, the visual effects of Allied, because there's a lot of green screen stuff, which apparently is interesting. I've heard guys said it was pretty interesting how they did it, but and there's also music and more. So your standard special features covering the basic stuff, the music, production design, costume, and all that stuff. So that's not too bad for a nice selection of 4 movies for what became $65. It is what it is. Then we get to Arrow Video. Now, this I found hilarious. I think this was maybe the Easter sale. It's funny. Okay, I got Brain Damage. I got the film Brain Damage. Wow, I realize now how stupid that sounds. Let's start with Brain Damage. Okay, I was looking for Brain Damage. I changed it to the reversible artwork because I love this art design. I wanted this. They happen to have Prisoner Scorpion collection. And I was like, I added the 2 to my cart. I think there was Fan of them All as well. I added the 3 to my cart. It was $180 or whatever. And I'm like, okay, that's not terrible. I had a $5 voucher for eBay, as you get with eBay Plus. And I decided, what? I'm going to check the actual Arrow Video website. 50% off for Easter. So I was like, wonderful, perfect, I think I had just checked my emails, actually, and I don't even think I went to check the Arrow website. I literally think I went to check my emails, and it was like, oh, hey, that set that you really want is on sale. As in the Prisoner Scorpion one. I had added that to my wish list along with Naked Lunch, which was the other thing I put on the order of these, but that came in last week, which I now realize I should get them off my wish list, because now I keep getting emails saying they're back in stock, even though I've ordered them. I don't know why the system doesn't realize I've already ordered them. Nevertheless, it was 50% off, or whatever price. I'm pretty sure it's 50% off. And so I added that to my cart, and then I looked for the other ones I wanted, like Brain Damage and some others, and I got a bunch of them for I think it was $200. In total. So for $20 extra compared to the eBay price, I got 2 more films. So I was pretty happy with that. So let's start with Brain Damage. I know, quite a tale to tell, isn't it? I've heard this one's quite fun. This is just a standard 1080p Blu-ray, original mono and DTS, master audio, so no real remastering or anything, but there is a good selection of special features. It is Region B as well, there. So it's not too bad. There's no booklet or anything. This isn't a limited edition release. It does have some fun artwork on the disc with what looks like a brain. I don't dislike this artwork. I just prefer the other artwork. It's one of those things where, you know, you get someone to come in and do artwork, but it's just that kind of thing of, that's such a weird poster. Like, for what, I haven't seen any of these yet, because I only just got them in like 2 days ago. I've been busy. But yeah, I just really dig it, you know? It's got lightning going through brain. It's a headache from hell. I feel like it's a hell of a headache would probably, that would probably actually make it sound like the film's a headache. You know what? I kind of see why they didn't go with that option now. Anyway, I've also reversed the artwork on this one. I got To Live and Die in LA. This is the William Friedkin film, from the director of The French Connection. Friedkin? Yeah. I always forget how to pronounce his name sometimes. Is there an L in there? I don't know, but it isn't. This is a 4K transfer from the original 35mm negative and approved by director William Friedkin. It also comes with the DVD and a butt ton of special features, as per usual with most Arrow releases. I'm pretty happy to get any Friedkin film. I don't think I've ever been disserviced with any of his films. Yeah, I've liked all of his films so far. I believe he did he? He did The French Connection. He didn't do The Exorcist, did he? Yeah, no, he did do The Exorcist. Yeah, no. It does have interesting artwork by having 2 different designs on the discs, as well as actually having, I think it's the same design, just different colours. It does have new artwork in there. I did like the artwork, but I'll be honest, I kind of dig kind of how suspect this is. I like the font choice with this one. It still has that emphasis on the sunsets. It's just nice. It looks compelling. So yeah, just some nice artwork overall. Good stuff. Next up we have Phantom of the Mall, Eric's Revenge. No, it is not the sequel. The fact that actually, I think it was Bluray.com actually had Phantom of the Mall 1, there is no sequel. Don't worry about it. At least I haven't notice that there's a sequel. This is the newly done artwork. It's a 2K restoration of the original theatrical cut from 35mm film elements, which is 90 minutes, which is interesting. It emphasizes right there that it's 90 minutes rather than, I don't know, it makes it seem like there's a secondary cut that they don't have or they didn't have access to. This cut's pretty plain, it's just color blue. They do have awful artwork on the inside. That's obviously the original artwork. The classic, oh, it's a mall, and then you get this, you know, guy who looks not very appealing on the cover. Yeah, I kind of like this artwork more. It's very, I don't know, it's nice. I kind of dig it. It's very, I feel like he's going to melt or his soul will be sucked into the mall. I don't know, again, Phantom. You know, it's not a bad idea to go with some of those Phantom films, you know, like Phantom of the Opera. Some of those ones are pretty good. Phantom of the Paradise, that's where it's at though. So Phantom of the Mall might be fun. And then this one I got as a limited edition slipcover release. I don't know, it just was a slipcover release. This is the Dunwich Horror. It is actually the slipcover edition, which is really nice because it has some great gloss to it. It did get a little dented on the side, and I actually noticed when I took off the sleeve that it actually smashed up the case. So it makes it a slight bit harder to open, but it's fine. I don't really mind. It's a new 2K restoration of the original camera negative, original lossless mono audio, and as per usual, a collection of special features. I'm very big on the Lovecraftian stuff. I've always loved Lovecraftian horror. I mean, I grew up with Alien, of course. I love Lovecraftian horror. It's like part of my DNA. I've got a good selection of Lovecraft's stories as it is. Yeah, got the reversible artwork that I've put up because I quite like this artwork. Anything that's almost Lovecraftian in concept I really like, which I think is just because I like monsters in general. But also shit that's like surrealist as well, like I was gonna say In the Mouth of Madness, but that is adapted from the Carpenter film, but that is adapted from, you know, same as The Thing. They're both The Thing is kind of like Lovecraftian, it's just adapted from the book, but which isn't Lovecraft. But yeah, so yeah, it's not bad. I'm pretty happy with it. If I take a look, it does come with the same artwork from the slip cover. It's on the inside and the same on the disc, so I'm happy to flip the artwork there. And yeah, you get a booklet as well. You get that guy, what's his name? I really like this guy. Dean Stockwell. Passed away like a year or two ago. I remember that too, because he's in like 2 episodes of Columbo as 2 different characters. Like, he's in one episode, I think, as the murderer, and one episode as the guy who dies. And no, he's not even the guy who... Oh, no, he's the guy who dies in the first episode that he's in. But in, like, the second episode he's in, which is, like, 3 or 4 seasons later, he's just on the boat. He's not the killer, but he's just the guy who's there. It's great. It's like, I remember that was the first episode of Columbo I watched. My mate had pirated a copy and was like, hey, let's watch this together. So we watched it, and it was Columbo on a cruise ship. So yeah, you get some essays and stuff, which is nice. Yeah. It was so bizarre, because then he was like on a TV show that I was watching. No, I think he was in a movie. My parents were watching it a couple of days later, and I'm like, hey, look, that's Dean Stockwell. And then like 2 days later he died. Like in real life. So that was that was an interesting week and a bit, because I pointed out that it was Dean Stockwell, because I'm like, hey, that's the guy from that one episode of Columbo. Boy, how wrong was I on that? But then that surprised my parents, because they're like, what the fuck? When did you watch Columbo? So this is pre me getting the box set. So yeah, I don't know. But yeah, no, again, I like Lovecraft. I'm with a guy like that, I'm like, I like the stories, not the person, you know. It is what it is. So, last but not least, Japanese movies. The movie. Female Prisoner Scorpion, The Collection. I wanted to get this a few years back. I just didn't, and now I have, and I got it for half price, which is really nice. These are all brand new 2K restorations of all 4 films in the series. Original uncompressed PCM mono audio for all films. Optional English subtitles. Well, I fucking hope so. And reversible sleeves for all films, featuring original and newly commissioned artwork by Ian McEwan. I'm choosing to keep all the newly commissioned artworks because I really like them. I'll show you all the originals, but they're interesting. So there are 4 films here. You know, they're all in thin cases. I think I'll start with Scorpion. Scorpion's the first one. 701 Scorpion. Because there's 2 701s. One's called Grudge, which is the last one. So yeah, that's your artwork. I like the stylization of the artwork. You get the Scorpion on the disc, then you get the original artwork on the inside there. I don't love the original artwork. It's very... It feels like kind of like modern Arrow Video in a way, where like they'll just... Well, not even really Arrow Video, but a lot of those companies who just like collage a bunch of shit. We don't have any general idea. Let's just put a bunch of stuff on the screen. We'll see what happens. In this case, most of them include naked women, which is not great. So... yeah, that's the main reason I'm keeping this artwork. Also, this is the one I use for the box set, which I really like. Yeah, this is Jailhouse 41. Yeah, I've known about this series for a while, because I think someone I knew reviewed it and was very positive towards it, but also, I love Kill Bill, so it's like, this inspired Kill Bill, much like Lady Snowblood and stuff like that, so you get more original artwork in there. Faint nudity as well. It is what it is. You know, it's that kind of thing where I think they're exploitation films, so exploitation, martial arts, it all kind of combines into one art form. I love this artwork. This artwork is really nice. This is Beast Stable, which is a really weird name. I don't know what that means. Water Walls, Violence, and Sleaze. Beast Stable brought a new level of degradation to the series. Oh god. This is the final from its original director. Okay, but the star... I like that. Those star cards remained with the series for one additional episode. I've heard that the last one isn't particularly worth watching. It's one of those ones where it's like, oh, you know, we're still made enough money from the third one, but the story was basically wrapped up in the third one, so you don't really need to watch the fourth one. This one I do actually like the original artwork. It's very, I don't know how to describe it. kind of Edgar Allan Poe in a way. I don't know, I dig it. But I do love the redesigned artwork. That's really nice. Like, I feel like part of me is like, if they used that artwork on the main set, I would have bought the main set earlier. But I kind of still like the main set artwork that they went for in the second film. And then there's Grudge Song. So, yeah. It's not bad. It's kind of interesting. That looks like someone who's been murdered in their car and she's walking away in the distance. I guess it's one of those, oh, take an interesting shot from the film and just kind of roll with it. So, yeah. Then it's just her with a Puma? Yeah, basically, she's got it like a gun. I'm sorry if you can't really see very well past the socket that keeps them plugged in. But still, I think I do like the original artworks for the third and fourth films, but I love the newly commissioned artworks. And I'm always very particular about that. Like, sometimes I prefer the original, sometimes I go with the new stuff. It really depends on the film. So, yeah, that's Prisoner... Female Prisoner Scorpion, the collection. Yeah, regular box stuff. No essays or anything, but an overall interesting set, and your regular sleaze of grindhouse Japanese cinema, so I'm pretty keen. Yeah, that's all for this week. Next week again, Second Sight. If Texas Chainsaw had to come in today, I probably would have focused as that as the main video. Because, of course, one of those things where it's like, oh, we've got to bring out the one that everyone's going to watch more first. But it's like, it doesn't matter. When next week comes around, I'll break down the Second Sight sets in bigger detail. So they'll give me more time to appreciate those, especially Texas Chainsaw. So I'm very keen for that. I don't even know when I'm going to watch that, because I literally only watched the film a few months ago, kind of by accident when I was deciding on getting the 4K. So I still decided to get the 4K UHD anyway. So we'll see how it goes. Anyway, that's all for now. Stay tuned for more and my eventual Blu-ray collection video. This is the reason I'm not buying as many Blu-rays, because I'm trying to finish that video and it's taking a while. So, yeah. Alright. Adios.